So it's the Winnipeg Jets, the New York Rangers, final meeting of the season, as the referee tonight will be Bill McCreary, his 6th year in the National Hockey League, working the lines. Jerry Pateman and Leon Stickle in goal tonight for the New York Rangers, as he has been for the 2 previous games against the Jets. John Van Beesbrook, 9-6-2 on the season, and standing opposite him, the Bandit Daniel Berthiaume, 7-7-1. with an impressive 2.93 goals against average. He has started all 3 games in his homestand, although he did get pulled in the first period of the first game against St. Louis.
Curt, this might be an interesting start. The Rangers are starting a pretty tough lineup. They have gone with Poshak, Mallette, King, and those are pretty tough characters. There's a problem with the Rangers' door right now. They're seeing that it gets adjusted. But meanwhile, getting back to this lineup that the Rangers have started, it's interesting that Murdoch has not come back with his toughness. Instead, it's obvious that he is going to try to burn the Rangers early in this game, hopefully for the Winnipeg Jets, by starting their fast-scoring.
Man, as that line, Steen and Ellenuk have been involved in all 4 goals the Jets have scored against the Rangers this year. Here's Mantha behind the goal. Tried it for Ellenuk. It goes out to center, and with it is Hardy. Gives to Mallette. Dumped into the Jet zone. Going back for it is Elliott, and that's icing against the New York Rangers.
Well, Roger has used this tactic in the past, especially in his junior days. He used to like to start a tough lineup on the road and get them out there, setting the pace right away, taking the body, getting some early forechecking in. But Bob Murdoch has retaliated in a different sense. He's not worried about the toughness out there. He, in fact, is concerned about one thing and one thing only right now, other than winning hockey games, obviously, but it's scoring goals. The Winnipeg Jets are tied for dead last offensively with the Detroit Red Wings. They have only scored 72 goals. That's not enough for Murdoch and the Jets.
Yeah, that's precisely an average of 3 a game. Now the puck goes into the Ranger corner. Moller sends it up the left side, and starting away as Hardy gets to center. Stopped there by Howard. Chuck puts it back to Cronin. Cronin looks rink wide for Ashton. Ashton back to Olesen. To Cronin. Looks ahead to Howard Chuck. Rink wide, here's Kennyworth with Ashton. Back for Ashton. Looks across for Howard Chuck. Sandstrom goes after Howarchuk and comes up with a puck. Puts it behind the goal to Leach. Brian Leach looks ahead to center ice. That pass goes off a stick all the way down. Berthiaume knocks it into the corner. It's picked up by Kennyworth. For Ashton. Howarchuk is alone on the right side. Takes the pass. Olesen the trailer. Here's Howarchuk. The shot. Rebound. Olesen goes after it, and there's going to be a penalty, it would appear, to Mark Jansen, who wrapped up Olesen from behind. No score, and the Jets will gain the man advantage when we return. So Jansen's in for cross-checking at 1:13. The Jets send out Steen, Fenton, and Ellenuk up front. Olesen is back with Ellett on the power play. Off the draw, Olesen gives to Ellett. Ellett's pass broken up by Kissio. Now Steen holds it into Fenton. Looks in front for Ellenuk. The pass picked off and cleared away by Mullen. Kissio up front in a penalty-killing role with Mullen. Back is Hardy and Patrick. Here's Steen. Shoves it off to Ellenuk. He gives to Fenton. Fenton looks back. Looks in front. Ellett is back at the point. Fenton drops it to Steen. Steen back to Fenton. Trying to jam it in from the short side. And covering up is John Van Beesbrook.
Fenton came right out of the corner. He knew what he wanted to do with it. Unfortunately for Fenton, Van Beesbrook knew the same thing. You can see the power play. 19th overall in the National League. The Jets need to improve upon that. Meanwhile, the Rangers are standing 7th in their penalty-killing record. Paul Fenton will be joining Rod in the upcoming first period intermission.
He's a guy that Bob Murdoch has shown a lot of faith in this year. He's used him in every conceivable role, and is a guy that likes to go to the front of the net on the power play.
Coaches always appreciate players out there that give their hardest in practice and in games, and Fenton has definitely been a great acquisition by this Jets organization.
Here Steen gets into the Ranger zone, dropped it back for Ellenuk. Looks in deep, trying to feed it in front. The rookie Turcotte can't clear. Here's Mantha. Lets it go. Deflected wide. Jelinek goes after it. Jelinek looks back. Steen is in the corner. Nobody in front. Now the pass to Steen as Fenton moves to the front. It's centered. It goes down to Jelinek. Back to the point, Mantha. Mantha back for Jelinek. Jelinek looks in front, lets it go. Blocked by Leach. Now Jelinek gives to Fenton. Fenton over to Steen. Steen tried it back. It was taken away. And on the Rangers, Eriksson sends it to center ice. Turcotte puts it to the jet line. Ellett has his pass. Go to Mantha. Both clubs making some changes. Here's Ellett, rink wide. Cunnyworth into the Ranger zone. Out front, Steen. Out. Here's Ellett. He scored!
Just a beautiful shot by Davey Ellett, but a nice setup here. Nice pass pattern by the Jets. Look at the drop pass by Steen. Do you think that the Rangers thought that it was meant for Davey Ellett? Not a chance. It was meant for Paslowski. Paslowski ended up being the decoy. Davey Ellett nicely came into the slot area and picked up that puck, and he deserves a smile right now because it feels good for the Jets to score a goal.
Well, it's odd because when the Rangers were here opening night, those 3 goals that were disallowed in the first period, 2 of them went off the stick of Ellett. The other, by the way, was by Pat Jelinek. Now it's dumped into the Ranger zone. 1-0 the Jets lead. Here's Boschman out front. Moving it is Newman, and it's taken away by Sandstrom. Tagged in Eddie trying to cut him off. Sandstrom's shot goes wide. It comes in front, and Newman gives to Paslowski with Fenton. Gets over the Ranger line. Paslowski turns around. His shot is blocked. And the Rangers start away. With it is King. Dumped into the Jet zone. Berthiaume puts it into the corner. Olesen ahead for Paslowski. Gives to Olesen. King flattens Paslowski behind the play. Olesen is upended. And now the puck goes free. Picked up by Moller. Gets to center. Long shot. The Rangers. Sandstrom takes a run at Hughs. Here's Olesen, gives to Hughs. Gets it to Donnelly. Swings by a check, gives to McElwain, trying to beat Leach. Here's McElwain, one-hands it. McElwain again. Here's Olesen, in front, Donnelly. He scored!
Jets have been working on putting the puck in the net this week at practice. Have they ever? Gord Donnelly takes that pass, looks like a 50-goal scorer as he just pivots and then lets that puck go. Beautiful shot by Donnelly. Van Beesbroek was angry at himself. Donnelly couldn't have been in a better position, and for the Rangers, where was their coverage in the slot is what Nielsen will be asking.
Donnelly from Olesen and McElwain. Now Donnelly has dropped his gloves, and Mallette is going to go at him. The play is continuing. Now they blow it down. Is Donnelly and Mallette. Now Mallette's got Donnelly from behind. Now we've got everybody going. Well, you know, it's odd. You mentioned that Roger Nielsen started to look at Cronin playing a licking on one of the Rangers down there. So we've got 5 battles going on. The only spectators. Now Hughs is going at it pretty heavily, along with Randy Moller. Well, you mentioned that Roger Nielsen had started his tough guys to start the game, and right after that, after the Jets scored the goal, there was some heavy hitting going on, particularly late on by the Rangers. The Jets countered by scoring twice. And eventually, I suppose, it all led to this.
Well, Roger believes in sending out his players and having them forecheck and taking the body, but no one has sent anyone out to fight in this circumstance. But when you start looking at the players on the ice, then you could tell that there were going to be some sparks, especially in the frustration of the Rangers after the Jets had jumped out to an early 2-0 lead.
Thing is, though, if you look at the players on the ice right now, it's got to favor the Jets. Cronin, Donnelly, and Hughs all out there at the same time. Mallette's a tough guy for the New York Rangers. And Moller can throw them. and Moller want to go at it again.
Hughes wants another chance because Moller popped him a couple of good ones, and Hughes wants revenge.
Oh, they're wailing.
Hey, give Hughes credit for coming back at it the second time. Moller's in the heavyweight department, but Hughes showed up.
Well, Hughes has to play tough to stay. And there's all kinds of penalties, and it'll take a while cleaning up gloves and sticks. So it's 2-0. The Jets lead the Rangers. This is your Molson hockey telecast.
Well, Roger Nilsson looking on right now as the officials are trying to sort out this mess. We've got gloves and sticks all over the ice.
Well, it's something that we haven't seen a whole lot of this year in games involving the Winnipeg Jets. And I don't know, maybe Patrick Division it still happens once in a while, but you don't see that as often, I don't think, Gary, as you once did when everybody on the ice is going at it.
No, and I don't think any of us are condoning fighting. However, right now, for Bob Murdoch, he's got to be pleased with the fact that his players have showed up and, in fact, have been fairly aggressive here. This is how it all started. You can see at the top of your screen, for those of you watching on television and not listening on radio tonight, will be able to see exactly the wrestling match that started at center ice.
Well, Gord Donnelly was involved at center ice. And he was involved with Troy Mallette, I believe. And then after that, they all joined in just inside the Winnipeg Jet blue line. To this point, the Jets have outshot the Rangers 5-1 and have built a 2-0 lead. And referee McCrory is over. He'll be discussing things for a while. Jets scored on the power play. Dave Ellens 7th from Steve. A little better than a minute later. Gord Donnelly, second goal of the year from Freddie Olesen and Dave McElwain. It came about at 4:06, and now at the 4:20 mark with the penalties coming up.
Well, you can see a couple of the Rangers in the penalty box. So far, the Jets have not put anyone in the penalty box.
Well, Mallette gets Gord Donnelly. Will be penalized for his involvement. This is the first of 3 games in this division, Gary. A great opportunity for them. You never know. A guy can go to first place or to last place by the time the weekend's here.
It's really a tight, close race. And, of course, the Flames have helped that matter out by having a real difficult time early in this hockey season. Everyone, I think, assumed that the Flames were going to somewhat be a mile ahead by Christmas time in this division. The former Stanley Cup champions, the defending Stanley Cup champions, have had a very difficult start.
Well, you know, they played until the end of May, and then they're playing international hockey in September, which is the equivalent, I suppose, to playoff hockey, because there aren't any exhibition games when you go over there. And it might just be they're worn out.
I think also that every coach that's ever coached a Stanley Cup team has tended to tear his hair out until Christmas time the following season, because, as Joe Nieuwendyk said, you go home for the summer then, the short summer that it is, and all of your friends and your family and everyone else tells you how great you played all year long. You won the Stanley Cup. Must be a tremendous feeling. You're probably going to win it again next year. And there's a certain amount of it that you tend to believe. And right now, I don't think the Calgary Flames are believing anything other than the fact that they are a better team than they've played.
Will draw an additional major penalty, so the Rangers, who are down by 2 early, will gain a 5-minute man advantage. At least that's the indication by the clock at this point, but there still has not been an official announcement. Still no Jets in the penalty box, although Darren Turcotte and Troy Mallette are both in on the Rangers side. And go to Steve.
Well, there you can see where it all started, right at the top. And then it just continues into a landslide. The play continued, but this fight was not stopped while play was in fact going on, and play wasn't stopped either while the fight was going on.
Well, that was Troy Mallette and Gord Donnelly who got it started. The Jets are not happy about the announcement of the additional penalty, and we should have that penalty information for you shortly, exactly what the assessments are. Troy Mallette, 5 for fighting and a 10-minute misconduct. Darren Turcotte, a roughing minor. And Randy Moller, 5 for fighting and a game misconduct. For the Jets, Sean Cronin, 5 for fighting and a game misconduct. Brent Hughs, 5 for fighting and a game misconduct. Gord Donnelly, 2 for instigation, 5 for fighting and a game misconduct. So 3 Jets have been thrown right out of the hockey game. Cronin, Hughs, and Donnelly. And 1 Ranger has been thrown out, Moller. As well, Mallette has a 10-minute misconduct. So the Rangers with a glorious opportunity send out the power play. They've got Kelly Kissio, John O'Grodnick, Brian Mullen up front, Leach and Patrick back at the points. The Jets penalty killing number 1 in the National League will be put to the test. Boschman, Ashton, Ellett, and Mentha. Here's Leach. Gives to Patrick. Back to Leach. Tried it back. Ashton blocked the pass. And going back forward is Leach. Looks up the right side to Patrick. Back to Leach. Over to Kissio. It rolls in. Back with it is Ellett. Ellett dumps it away. And going back to get it is Leach. Leach's pass broken up. Here's 2-on-1. McElwain with Smale. McElwain tried it for Smale. Blocked by Leach, who starts back. Leads the Ranger power play to center. Gives to Kissio. Kissio looks in deep. Puts it in behind for Mullen. Off of McElwain. Sends it away. Smale gives chase. Here's Smale against Leach. Moving and lets it go. And Van Beesbrook grabs and holds with 3:58 left in the major penalty.
Well, the Jets right now are getting lots of scoring opportunities. A perfect 2-on-1 opportunity by McElwain and Smale. But Leach makes just a beautiful move here. Watch McElwain. He's got Smale perfectly onto his left. He tries to make that pass. He tried to, I think, thread the needle right straight through Leach's legs. But instead, Leach went down and blocked the pass and took that opportunity away.
Face-off comes in a Rangers on to the left of Van Beesbrook. 2-0. The Jets lead the Rangers with a man advantage, but Taglianetti has the puck. Long shot. Van Beesbrook sends it away to Sandstrom. He looks out ring wide. Here's Granato. Gets it over the line. Here's Granato moving in. Berthiaume the save. He almost moved too quickly. Made the save with a trailing leg. And now they begin to shove behind the net. Could be a long night at the Winnipeg Arena.
Hey, this time it was the Rangers' turn to try and capitalize on a 2-on-1. Daniel Berthiaume was able to make the save. I don't quite think that he knew where that puck was, but nevertheless, he kept it out. That's the important thing. You could see that it hit the inside right pad of Berthiaume. He thought it was underneath of him, and instead it had gone off into the corner.
3:41 left in the major penalty. Archibald, Granato, Sandstrom up front on the power play. Mark Hardy and Ron Greshner back at the points. Off the drive, comes back to Greshner. Fakes it, gives it to Archibald. Watched by Olesen. Off the mark, goes all the way down the ice. Back forward is Hardy. 3:23 left in the major penalty. Jets down to 17 bodies now with 3 people being thrown out. Here's Smith, knocks it down. Van Beesbrook gives to Hardy. It comes to Greshner. Dumps it into the Jet zone. Back for it goes Olesen. Olesen to Fenton, and he clears it away.
Good aggressive penalty killing by the Jets. They are attacking the puck carrier, and they're sharp on the puck once they get possession of it. They're finding those holes.
Here's Greshner, dumps it in. After it now is Kissio. Puts it behind the net, Sandstrom. Tried it from Mullen. Back at the point is Greshner. Greshner against Ashton. Tried it from Mullen. Mentha got there, dumped it away. The major penalty is one half gone. Here's Sandstrom, gets into the jet zone. Lost it. Boschman ahead. Here goes Ashton. Ashton will kill some time at the Ranger line. Dropped it to Boschman. Back out in front, deflected by Ashton. Van Beesbrook to cut him off. Now Moller dumps it in. Here's Kissio. Had it go off his stick, and Bertone said thank you.
There's Jones, grabbed the time. Kissio a little bit frustrated as he threw that puck up high. But previous to that, and hey, they're going to have to thank Gord Donnelly for starting all of this. Ashton deflected the pass beautifully right towards the net. I thought it was going to go right straight through the 5-hole on Van Beesbrook. It didn't, by Ashton.
New York Rangers, the only club in the NHL to have not surrendered a shorthanded goal. The Jets have 4 shorthanded goals on the season. So far, the Rangers have had 2 shots on goal. In the almost 3 minutes it has passed in this major penalty. Kissio and McElwain face off. Newman goes after it with Ogrodnik. Now Mullen into the corner. Watched there by Ellett. Ogrodnik puts it behind. Here's Kissio. Moves outside. Sends it up. Ogrodnik against Smale. Gets it in for Kissio. Now Mullen looks back. Here's Patrick. Gets it over to Leach. Shot blocked. Here's Patrick. Out front. Ogrodnik tied up by Ellett. Smale grabs it. It's Leach trying to beat him to the outside, and Leach takes him against the wall. Now Patrick. There's going to be a penalty to James Patrick for something he did to Dave McElwain. This with 1:29 left of the major to the Jets, and athletic therapist Jim Ramsey's on the case.
Well, Patrick gave McElwain a high stick. And this is bound to give the Jets another, or at least even out their situation right now. They're watch in the corner. Patrick with his stick after McElwain had just kind of taken a piece of the body.
Well, McElwain looks to be all right, and that'll be a relief to Bob Murdoch for a couple of reasons.
So Patrick's picking up a 2-minute high sticking penalty, so that nullifies the Rangers' power play opportunity finally.
I was going to say, if they get anybody hurt, that bench is getting short already with 3 people tossed out early in a hockey game. A man short for 1:29.
Curt McElwain still a little bit groggy there as he's being attended to on the bench.
Now the puck goes back deep into the Ranger zone. And it's sent up the left side. Here's Turcotte. Gets it to center ice to Granato. Dumped into the Jet zone. Back for it goes Taglianetti. Taglianetti starts out. Gives it to Kozlowski. Dropped it off to Howardchuk. His shot off Van Beesbrook. Up and out of play.
Well, it's frustrating when you're a goal scorer and you're not scoring. Howardchuk stuck on 4 goals, and yet he's leading this hockey club in shots on net. And usually that's an indication. If you're getting the shots on net, then you should be putting the puck in the net. Howardchuk is very familiar in that position, leading the team on shots on net, but he's also usually leading the team in goals.
Off the draw in the Ranger zone, Greshner puts it there. In 1 minute, the Jets will get a man advantage. In the meantime, each side plays a man short. Hardy watched by Kozlowski. Now Hardy sends it rink wide. Here's Turcotte at center. Gets to the Jet line. Checked by Ellett. Ellett looks ahead. Penalty coming to the Rangers. Here's Howardchuk. Gets to the Ranger line. Jets pull the goaltender for an extra attacker. Howardchuk out front. Here's Ellett. Ellett backs off, looks in front at Steen, then tries to put it in front. Leach grabs, and the penalty will be assessed. Tony Granato gets 2 for interference. 4:28. Then for 31 seconds, they'll have it. They will regain a 1-man advantage. Steen and Kissio face off. Off the draw. Mantha at the point. Tried it back for Ellett. The power play for Winnipeg has Steen and Ellett up front. Mantha and Ellett back. Here's Steen. Lost it at his feet. It's dumped all the way down. Ellett will try again. Here's Mantha. Gives to Johnny Be good.
He just blast that puck, and at the last second, he saw that Ellenuk was skating right in front of Van Beesbroek. Right corner and right towards the net, just in time to deflect Ellett's shot.
Johnny Van Beesbroek, the face-off. Jets will gain a 2-man advantage in 3 seconds. The puck goes all the way box. The Jets now with a 25-second 2-man advantage. Here's Ellett to Kennyworth. Back to Kennyworth. Now to Ellett. Ellett tried it from Mantha. Mantha into the corner. Steen. Steen out front for Kennyworth. It's as Ellett knocks Hardy down. It's a Granado penalty.
Curt have vastly outweighed that of the New York Rangers. And consider the factor's penalty, or this first period.
Well, they've got all the firepower out there now. Steen, Howard, John Yellenuk, Ellett, and Olesen. The range, it comes to Olesen. Patrick is out of the penalty after it. Watch there by Yellenuk. Now dumps it all the way down the ice. Berthiaume gives to Ellett. Ellett's pass for Howard, Chuck over his stick now, turned around by Eriksson. Eriksson stopped by Steen. It goes to Howard Chuck. Howard Chuck trying to penetrate. Had it knocked away, and going back is Ellett. To Olesen. For Ellenuk by him now Leach. Lost it. Here's Ellenuk in deep. Looks out in front at Steen. Maintains possession. Gives to Ellett. 15 seconds left in the minute. He scores! Dave Ellett from the blue line.
Well, Ellett's having a great first period. Watch as he nicely moves into the slot area. But what he does here is, instead of just dumping the puck into the corner, as a lot of defensemen would do in that position, he is confident enough to carry it over into the middle of the ice surface, where he has got a much better opportunity to get a good shot on net. And I think that's all he was intending to do, Curt. Get a good shot on net, hope for a rebound or one of the forwards to tip it in, and instead he finds himself with another goal.
Here's Ogrodnik in deep for the Rangers. 3-0. The Jets lead it. Now Mullen. Back to Ogrodnik. Shot. Rebound in front. Now Kissio. There's going to be a penalty to the Jets. A shot for Joe knocked it away. The Rangers with 6 attackers. Krishner lost it to Bezlowski. And the whistle sounds. So the Jets take a 3-0 lead. Ellett has 2 of the goals, his 7th and 8th of the season. You're tuned to the Jets live on CKY.
Well, Greg Pazlowski for the Winnipeg Jets is going to the penalty box. 2 minutes for hooking will be the call. So after the Winnipeg Jets jump out into this early lead, they're going to give the Rangers an opportunity right now. There, the bottom right of your screen, you could see the hooking going on. Right in front of Daniel Berthiaume. Pazlowski pulls his man down.
Both of Dave Ellett's goals have come on the power play, and that last one at 10:37, assisted by Steen and Ellenuk. Face advantage, they trail 3-0. Now Patrick. Is cut off by Mantha. Ellett goes back, puts it along the boards. Here's Leach, puts it in deep. It hops by Granado. Ellett slams it around. Sandstrom gives to Turcotte. It comes back to Patrick. He gives to Turcotte. Back up, puts it in deep. Here's Sandstrom. Puts it across Leach. Back for Sandstrom. Moves outside, back now to Patrick. He'll let it go, deflected wide. Boschman can't get it out. Mantha does dump it all the way down the ice. 8 minutes, 12 seconds left in the opening period. A minute 12 left in the Jet penalty to Bezlowski. 3-0 Winnipeg. Newman and dumps it all the way down the ice. Van Beesbroek sends it away to Sandstrom. His relay intercepted by Olesen. Dumped in. Out of the net, Van Beesbroek. Puts it around to Greshner. Lead pass to Sandstrom. Dumped into the Jet corner. Olesen and Mullen go after it there. McElwain joins in with Kissio. Kissio comes up with it. The captain of the Rangers puts it back. Greshner puts it in front. Now Smale can't get it out. It goes to Sandstrom, bothered by Newman. Kissio out in front. McElwain can't reach it. Sandstrom back for it. 24 seconds of the man advantage. Here's Hardy. Over to Greshner. In now to Mallette. To Greshner. Shot deflected wide by Kissio. McElwain against Kissio. The puck comes out. Here's Sandstrom working in front. Smale knocked it loose. Kissio diving to knock it away was McElwain. And then McElwain gets it to center. Greshner brings it right back. Gives to Kissio in front. And he rolled it at the net because Olesen had him cut off. And Verdon pounced on it. Well, that enables the little tired out there.
Positioned up here on the catwalk, the top of the Winnipeg Arena, and some people probably think I should be up here all game long. Coming up between periods, Winnipeg winger Paul Fenton will join us in our studio. We'll take a look back at our decade plus NHL scores and highlights. That's coming up between the first and second period.
He'd get pretty dizzy way up there, wouldn't he?
Here's the shot by Ruff. Big rebound. Now it's picked up, dumped in front of the goal. Mallette has it. Sends it around on the boards to Fenton. Fenton's pass off Kozlowski. And Ruff gets it to center ice. Taglianetti knocks it down. It's dumped into the Ranger zone. And now it's brought away. Here's Eriksson. Cut off by Mallette. Following up is King. Puts it out in front. And Kozlowski with it for Winnipeg. After it in the corner. It goes into Eriksson. He centers. Now Fenton. Tried it for Steen. Steen as King flattens one of the Jets, Kozlowski, and there's going to be a penalty. That was away from the play, and another penalty, and this time the Jets will get a man advantage. Back on him down. Here's Mallette up the left side, puts it in front, and with it is Yellen. To Olesen. Looks out. Pass went between Ashton and Howardchuk. Back for it goes Leach. But Dave McElwain threw everything he had into that last little piece of action.
Did he ever take a pounding in front of Van Beesbrook? McElwain shows up, though. And he goes into some dangerous areas, but he sure took a beating from Ruff, especially. You could see McElwain put Leach down hard, then ends up into Van Beesbrook, and Ruff was giving him a working over from behind.
Now we've got to fight Ruff and Boschman. Decide to go at it just inside the Ranger blue line. And
well, Boschman just simply leads out from underneath the holds that you'll see in the WWF.
He may have learned that from Sean Cronin. So they'll go to the penalty box. You know, I know that Roger Nielsen was saying earlier in conversation that he's really been impressed by the contribution Lindy Ruff has made.
Hey, he scored a penalty shot the other night and was so pleased about it. Lindy Ruff isn't one that would usually be taking a penalty shot. It was awarded to him, and he ended up scoring after great consultation with the players, his own goaltender, and everyone else on the ice practically. And after he scored, he came back and did the high fives with all of the players on the Rangers bench. Liked it so much, he turned around and went back and did another whole set of high fives along the Ranger bench.
He's been around a long time, and of course spent most of his career with the Buffalo Sabres. Once again, they've picked seconds left in the second period. Now, Rod Black's got some information for us.
If you ever wondered what it's like behind the scenes, there's the Jets bench. This is the Jets dressing room right now. Between periods tonight, we will not talk to Sean Cronin. His equipment is hung up. Patrick of the Rangers joining us between periods. We'll chat with Brian McFarlane, author and broadcaster, and we'll have a special look at Pat Elena. This is his locker, the country boy from Foam Lake, Saskatchewan. That's coming up between the second and third periods.
Foam Lake, Saskatchewan looks on, and the Jets are running down in personnel. The penalties at 15:58. Ruff and Boschman each draw 5 for fighting. But on top of that, Boschman gets a 10-minute misconduct there that in the first period at the 4 were thrown out for the game. The New York Rangers did all the scoring in the second period. First off, it was a goal by Darren Turcotte, something of a softie on the power play at 2:30. And then Kelly Kissio got his 3rd of the year. Also on the power play from Leach and Ogrodnik. Turcotte's goal, by the way, was set up by Leach and Greshner. And then it was Sandstrom, his 2nd of the game, 14th of the season, from Leach again and Eriksson. And the score through 2 periods of play is the New York Rangers 4, the Winnipeg Jets 3. The shots on goal are 20-20. The next game to be seen on CKY television 2 weeks from tonight, when the Vancouver Canucks will be here at the Winnipeg Arena. Jets' next action is Friday night, when the Detroit Red Wings are here for a 7:30 start, and that radio broadcast will begin at 7 o'clock on Friday on 58 CKY. Here's Mallette in his own zone. Gets out to center ice. A pass goes off. Ashton now picked up by Cunningham. Gets to the Ranger line. Gives to Mallette. Shot. A riser knocked down by Van Beesbrook. There by Cunningham. 4-3. The Rangers lead. Driven into the Jet zone. Back Boston. Looks across at Mantha. Kicked up to the Ranger line, and with it is Greshner. His pass taken at center ice. Dumped into the Jet zone. Mallette goes after it. Ahead now to Howardchuk. Howardchuk's pass rink wide. Kennyworth gives chase. Greshner gets there. Dumps it to center. Howardchuk gets it to the Ranger line, and here's Leach coming back. Leach works in. A shot ahead to Smale. It's Dean 2-on-1. Here's Smale.
Who's been playing well this year. Smale takes off with Steen. It's a 2-on-1. Look at him go. Smale can definitely skate. Hardy goes with Steen. And instead of passing, Smale knew exactly what he wanted to do with it. Smale was on his backhand side, going down on that right wing side. However, he leaned towards the net in order to get a good wrist shot away. He knew he went to it and found it.
Doug Smale from Tempo Numinen. In 106, Smale's 10th goal of the year. And it's tied 4-4. And he was going 100 miles an hour down that right wing.
Was he ever?
6 mark. So Doug Smale has scored a lot of big goals recently. Scored the overtime winner in a 1-0 game in Philadelphia. Scored the tying goal, the winning goal on Long Island, and now this one.
For the leader in goals for the Winnipeg Jets, so the veteran is certainly off to a good start.
Now the puck back into the Jet zone, in behind the net. Kissio and Olsen battle for it. Olsen frees it. Smale goes after it. Looks ahead to center ice to Steen. Steen has Yellenuk and Olsen with him. Here's Steen, gives to Smale, cutting in front of the backhand. Now Smale behind the net, goes to the other side, a backhand, and Van Beesbrook covers up.
Well, this whole game tonight's been a seesaw battle. The first period belonged totally to the to the Winnipeg Jets. The second period didn't belong to them at all. The New York Rangers took over. Does it appear that the teeter-totter is now bouncing back?
Mullen after it. Fenton got there first. Knocked it to center ice. Leach turns it around. His pass picked off. Mallette with it now. Gives to Steen. Steen gets into the Rangers zone. Drawn to Fenton. A shot. And it's grabbed by Van Beesbrook as Leach and Steen. Leach and Steen go at it.
Unusual pair to be duking it out.
Well, if they wind up in the penalty box, the Jets are really going to be short-handed because Dale Howardchuk appeared to be hurt down in the Ranger zone a while ago, and in fact has gone to the dressing room. Laurie Boschman is still serving a misconduct penalty, and Thomas Steen may well go to the penalty box. We'll have word for you in a moment. Following up now is Archibald into the Jet zone. Fenton hauls him down. Olsen has it. Olsen's pass into the last minute of period. Trying to feed it to Sandstrom, who would have been alone. Here's Fenton to Steen into the Ranger zone with Kozlowski. Here's Steen, goes in front, and Van Beesbrook the save. Now Sandstrom at center. He's checked by Newman. It's dumped into the Jet zone, and back goes Yellen. Yellen puts it back to Newman. On the right side, Kennyworth. Stop, and Hardy puts it out of play.
Well, Steen was going for the winner. When it comes down to the last minute of play, you might as well go for it because you're going to have to do the same thing in overtime. Steen tries to get his way into the slot where he can get a better shot off. Meanwhile, Fenton was heading straight for that net. But Steen was foiled on the opportunity.
Here's Newman and gives it back to Allen. Allen back to Newman. Right side, Kennyworth. Gives to Howardchuk. Over to Ashton. Comes in. He scores! Left. He's had a tremendous third period and cashed in.
Well, Ashton comes up with a big one. He's worked hard all game long, and it was maybe very fitting that once he got that little pass from Howardchuk, he goes to the backhand. Ashton was probably shaking his head at the time because he didn't get a lot on that backhand. Maybe that's what made it go in, because he was able to fool John Van Beesbrook on the play.
Scored by number 7, Brent Ashton.
Sixth goal of the year for Ashton. The assist go to Howardchuk and Kennyworth. The Rangers have pulled their netminder with 11 seconds left. They have Gissio, Mullen, O'Grodnik, Patrick, Leach, and Sandstrom. Off the draw, Patrick to Sandstrom. He leaves. Here's Mullen, moves in, and it was offside.
Right off that draw, the Rangers were able to get possession of it. Fortunately for the Jets, it was an offside play. So this backs it up. 6 seconds remaining to face off at the center ice area, and so the net is empty for the Rangers. And all eyes are on that empty net.
So the face-off will have Kelly Kissio and Laurie Boschman. Thomas Sandstrom flanks wide to the left side and wants to be on the move when the puck is dropped. With the backfield in motion. Now it's sent to the jet line. Olsen has it, sends it to Steen, and it goes out of play. The game is over.
Hey, a big win for the Jets, and as we had indicated in the third period, Curt, it was a seesaw battle. All through the course, the Potter ended up the highest in the air for the Jets as Ashton scores the winning goal with only seconds to spare.
And so the final score, the Winnipeg Jets 5, the New York Rangers 4.
Get ready for some of the most exciting hockey seen in these parts in recent memory. It was the Jets hosting the Canadiens at the arena tonight in front of 15,500 patrons.